watching. So as you can see, I still have my green smoky eyes from when I filmed my previous video, but now I wanted to do a more talking video, and it's all going to be about primers. And a lot of people ask me about primers, so I thought I'm just going to do a video on it, and then you have all the information in one place about whether it's eye primers, lip primers, face primers, everything primers. So the first ones I'm going to start with are face primers, and I'm going to talk you through the primers that I use and what they're good for. Now, a lot of people ask me, if I moisturize, do I need to use a primer? The answer is yes, you need to use. So firstly, moisturizing is not priming. You need to moisturize your skin anyway, and you should be doing that on a daily basis. So always apply moisturizer. And secondly, primers do completely different things to moisturizers. Now, the main face primer I use is my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and you will have probably seen this in some of my videos. Now, the reason I use this is because it feels so soft on your skin. So when you actually touch this, it actually feels like really light air, and then when you put it onto your face, it will make your makeup feel and look super smooth. It forms like a nice layer above your skin but underneath your makeup, so that your makeup looks really soft, and it's not oily at all. And I have a problem with oil, especially around my T-zone, so this one is oil free, and I find that it always makes my makeup firstly stay on for absolutely hours. So even if it's 12, 16 hours, however long you need your makeup to stay on for, this primer is amazing. But what it also does is it protects your pores from makeup. Now, a lot of people get spots from wearing makeup, and one of the reasons why is probably because they're not wiping it off properly or cleansing off their face. And secondly, you can get some really heavy duty makeup. For example, Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. It is the most durable foundation I have ever used. That when I put it on my face, I can rub my hands all over my face and it won't smudge. I won't even have a single bit on my hands, because it is serious stuff. But that also means that when you're trying to take it off, it can be really difficult. Now, by using a primer, I am actually protecting my skin from the makeup, because the makeup isn't getting into my pores. So think of it as like a layer on top of your skin, and your makeup is sitting on top of it. So this is the first primer that I use, and I apply this all over my face, forehead, nose, underneath my eyes, literally everywhere. Now, the next primer I use, and I have actually had quite a few people ask me about this recently, it is the No. 7 Beautifully Matte Makeup Base. Now, this is perfect if you have oily skin and a lot of shine on your forehead. So a lot of people will find when they apply makeup, after a while the oil starts coming through and your skin looks really shiny, and you'd want to try and blot it down. You don't need to. All you need is this primer. This is such a good primer. When you put it onto your skin, start rubbing it around, you start feeling it becoming quite dry and matte. Now, I apply this in the areas that I get oily, and that is mainly here on my forehead. My forehead generally tends to be quite oily. Down my nose, and then I also apply some here underneath my eyes. And I found this, since I started doing that, my makeup feels even smoother underneath. So I definitely recommend that you do this. It leaves your skin feeling super smooth. So please go buy one of these if you have oily skin. I'm gonna leave the link below to where you can get it from, but it is generally one of the best mattifying primers I've found. If you use this, you will not see oil coming up above your skin. You won't need blotting paper. Honestly, this will keep it all under control. So yes, this is the second primer that I use on my face. So please, if you have a shiny face and you suffer from a lot of oil, please go buy this. It will honestly change your life. Now, the last primer, this is a bit of a different one. So this is the L'Oreal Lumi Magique Base Primer. And this one I've used if I want a bit of a glow underneath. So if you're going for a dewy look, or if you're kind of trying out a bit of strobing, and I definitely recommend this. This is a really nice primer. It's really lightweight, and you can sort of apply it in these areas here where you want the glow to show. Obviously, you don't need to apply it all over your face. But if you put this underneath your foundation, on top of your moisturizer, obviously, you will see that you do end up with a really nice glow. And I think if you're going for that kind of look, then I'll probably go for a really soft foundation. So maybe a liquid foundation, but quite a lightweight one. Probably not a full coverage one, because that will obviously just stamp all over your little glow. So yeah, definitely a lightweight foundation and this primer if you're going for a dewy look or a bit of a highlight or a glow. Now then, eyes. Eye priming is super important, and do you know what, there's quite a lot of ways that you can prime your eyes. Now one of the ways you could do it is using this. Now you can use this on your eyelids because obviously if you're wearing eyeshadow and you notice your eyeshadow is creasing, it is again because there is oil coming up from your skin, and that is what is causing your eyeshadow to crease. So you can apply this on your eyelids and put a little bit all over the base, and that will keep it matte, and it will hopefully stop the oil from coming up, and it'll stop your eyeshadow from creasing. Now eyeshadow primer is super important because it keeps your eyeshadow in place, firstly, all day, and secondly, it really shows the colors. So if you have an eyeshadow palette and you're concerned that your eyeshadows aren't that pigmented, put a primer on first and then put the eyeshadow on top, and you will straight away notice that the eyeshadow looks so much more pigmented. So that's the first way, is to apply that number 7 matte primer. The second way is foundation. Now a lot of the time I prime my eyelids using foundation, and when I'm applying foundation all over my face, I will start applying it all over my eyelids, and I apply it all around my eye area onto my eyelids, and then once that's dried, it's usually the Estee Lauder Double Wear because that's the most heavyweight foundation I have. I'll then get a bit of powder and just powder it down on your eyelids, and that will again stop it from creasing. Now foundation is generally one of the best ways to prime your eyelids, so if you're doing your foundation before or afterwards, whenever it is, always use foundation on your eyelids because it's a great primer. Now if you want to buy a separate primer, which by all means is a great idea, I have 2 that I generally tend to use. The first one is the Benefit Porefessional Primer. Now this one is to reduce the appearance of pores, but I have actually used this on my eyelids and it is really, really good. But the one that I use most, the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer. And this one I find is great. You just need to apply a really small amount, again, all over the eye area, so literally all the way up your eyebrows, all the way around your lid, everywhere. Just apply it everywhere, and it dries really nice, and it only takes like 2 seconds to dry, and then you can apply your makeup. And if you see in my video for my green smoky eye that I just filmed, I did actually use my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, and my eyeshadow came out super pigmented, and I know that it's going to stay on all day and it's not going to crease. So yeah, this one's a really good one. It is really popular, and for obvious reasons, because it is a great eyeshadow primer. Now then, the last one is lip primers. Now then, people always ask me, why do you need a lip primer? How can you prime everything? But you can prime everything. When it comes to makeup, you can literally apply primers everywhere before you put your makeup on. And I have got this Kiko, I don't know if you can see it, the light's a bit crazy. Okay, I'll put it here. The Kiko Lip Base Primer. And I think this was only something like £4. But basically, when you apply it, it comes out like a skin kind of toned colour. And as you're applying it to your lips, you can start feeling it drying. And this will make your lipstick stay on for ages. Now the reason you need to prime your lips is firstly so your lipstick stays on all day if you need it to. It doesn't crease. Sometimes my lipstick gathers here, which I find super irritating. But if I prime my lips beforehand, my lips are less likely to do that. Now apart from this, again, one of the best ways to prime your lips is to use foundation. So a lot of the time what I do is, if I have my beauty blender that I've used to put my foundation on, there will no doubt still be bits of foundation on it, and I'll just get it and I'll dab my lips, and once I've got the foundation on, I'll then apply my lip liner and my lipstick, and it will stay for hours. So priming is super, 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 super important, and not only does it make your makeup stay on for longer, but it does actually protect your skin. Like I said, if I don't apply primer and I wear makeup, I will notice straight away my skin, like the condition of my skin starts getting worse. So it is really important to protect your skin whilst you're wearing makeup, and definitely use primers. I know you may think, how many things do you need to put on your face? But primers are amazing. I'm going to put the links below to where you can buy all of these primers from. You don't need to get all of them, just get the ones that apply to you. And you may already have, you know, a really good face primer, but you need an eye primer. So definitely check out the ones that I put below, because they're all the ones that I use. And I find that, especially recently with all the weddings I've had to go to, I've been doing my makeup at about like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's lasted me all the way until the evening, until about 1 o'clock in the morning. And my makeup has still looked exactly the same all the way through, from morning until night. And the key to that is primers. So please, if you want your makeup to look flawless all day and stay on for absolutely ages, please prime your skin. Now the last thing I'm going to show you, and this isn't really a primer, it is a setting spray, but it is something I'm kind of obsessed with at the moment. It is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Now I picked this up whilst I was in America. You can buy it over in England as well. And I only started using this recently, but it makes such a big difference. I've never really used makeup setting sprays before because I've always been worried they're a bit oily and they might make my skin look a bit oily, but not this one. This one is unbelievable and it will make your makeup stay on all day. So again, it's got a little pump on it, and all you literally do is spray your face. I generally tend to go in a downward X direction. So I'm just going to spray this in kind of like an X across my face, and it doesn't feel, and it feels really refreshing while you do it, but make sure you close your eyes before you spray this. So now that's really quickly drying all over my face. It will make such a big difference and my makeup will stay on for hours. So again, as well as priming, I definitely recommend a setting spray. Like I said, I never used to use them, but now I can't do my makeup without it. So I definitely recommend this Urban Decay one. And again, I'm gonna put the links below to where you can find all of these. So like I said, priming your skin is super, super important. Please make sure you do it. And these are some of my favorite primers. So if you're looking for some, then definitely try these out and see how you get on. Now, if there are any videos at all, or any tutorials, or if you have any questions or anything specific about makeup that you want to know, please, please, please leave some comments below and I will film a video for you guys with any information that you need. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.